Yo, what's good? Welcome into Philadelphia 76ers Now, right here on Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr., and no matter where you are or how you're tuned in, as always, we appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day. NBA trade deadline coming up. Alex Caruso, one of my favorite fits for Philadelphia going into the deadline. And on today's show, a new report to get to. The Bulls have set the asking price for Caruso at 2 first-round picks. Should the Sixers trade for Caruso? Does it make sense? What's his fit? All of that coming up. But first, it's the end of January already. I cannot believe how quickly this month is gone to kick off 2024. And we've had a sub-battle all month between 76ers now and Boston Celtics today. The last time we did this sub-push, we picked up well over 100 new subscribers. So to those of you new to the show who subscribed last week, you're a real one. Let's pick up some more real ones, and let's take down the Boston Celtics because their logo, those colors, that team makes me want to puke. I hate the Boston Celtics, and I mean I hate the Boston Celtics. All right, let's get to Jake Fischer's report on Alex Caruso. What is the asking price? Well, here you go. Chicago has indicated the Bulls would need multiple first-round picks to even consider parting with Alex Caruso, according to league sources, if Chicago even truly considers moving him at all. This year with Chicago, he's getting about 26 minutes per game, very effective player on both sides of the floor, offense, defense, three-point shooting is added a little bit to his handle. He's averaging 10 points per game, 2.7 assists per game, 3.5 rebounds. I love the shooting splits. 49% from the field and 41.5% from three-point range. And when you think about the Sixers trade targets, going into the 2024 NBA trade deadline, I don't think the Philadelphia 76ers need a star. Joel Embiid, playing like an MVP. Tyrese Maxey has been balling. The player I would love for Philadelphia, considering their needs, is Alex Caruso. He can be a secondary ball handler. You can have him as a starter or coming in off the bench. He gives you high-level defense where he can guard other shifty guards, but also wings. But he's shooting 49% from the floor, 41.5% from three-point range, and I think those numbers could inflate playing on this team. He's not going to take shots away from Joel Embiid or Tyrese Maxey, and his impact on both sides of the floor and giving the Sixers yet another playmaker, which they desperately need. That's why Caruso, my number one target for the Sixers going into the deadline. And oh yeah, by the way, a perfect player for head coach Nick Nurse. Now, Kevin Durant on Alex Caruso said this, and look, you can say what you want about KD, but KD knows ball. And KD can scout players. He's a hooper. He's a phenomenal player, he said about Caruso. I don't even want to call him a role player, but just a guy that you can plug with any lineup, and he's going to make the right reads, the right plays on the defensive side of the floor and the offensive side. That's telling. DeMar DeRozan on his teammate. He's our Ray Lewis. He's the Deion Sanders. He's the Charles Woodson. He definitely is one of those great vocalists, communicators, and competitors when it comes to that end of the ball. He's a guy that, without a doubt, can win it for sure. Yo, that's pretty good praise there from DeMar DeRozan and Kevin Durant on Alex Caruso. And what's been so steady about the Sixers team this year? Culture. What did they just talk about? Culture. What did they talk about? Smart, heady player. Impact on both ends. That's Caruso right there. So would you trade 2 first-round picks for Alex Caruso if that is indeed the asking price? You always start high in negotiations, then you come down from there. I'm trying to help you get your bag with your employer. T for trade or P for pass. More on this here in a moment, but first, Joel Embiid's going to the All-Star game yet again. And because of the game limit, he might not win MVP for a second consecutive year, even though he's been the MVP up to this point, but he is going to have an All-Star nod to his name. Get some Joel Embiid All-Star jerseys today. Chatsports.com/Embiid. We'll put that link down below in the comment section and in the show notes of this video. JoJo going to Cleveland, representing Philadelphia. Now, if you ask me about Caruso, going into the James Harden trade, you didn't have future draft capital. Now you have a lot of future draft capital. And I'm going to give up those 2 first-round picks for Caruso, knowing I'm going to get him. But how about our trade idea? Knowing that I'm also going to fortify backup center behind Joel Embiid. Because in our trade, which I believe moves the needle for the Sixers, makes sense for the Chicago Bulls, Alex Caruso, Andre Drummond to Philadelphia for Drummond, as we know, a return to the city of brotherly love. And then the Bulls get Robert Covington, expiring contract. Jaden Springer, they get their young player who can maybe be a Caruso type, not Caruso level, but Caruso type of player. And then KJ Martin also on an expiring. And then you include those 2 first-round picks, the 2026 first and the 2028 first. And I believe that could move the needle for Chicago, and it certainly moves the digit for Philadelphia. So who wins the trade here? Wanting your feedback down in the comment section right now. Treat the comment section on YouTube like a sports talk radio call-in line and voice your opinions. S for the Sixers or B for the Bulls. The problem here in trying to go full court press in that pursuit for Caruso, we know how impactful, how important he is because of his array of skills and his skill set translating to playoff basketball, right? Sixers are a playoff contender. Other playoff contenders are also going to try to trade for Alex Caruso. So a bidding war could take place. Here's what Casey Johnson had to say about the Bulls trading Caruso. All I can say is I've reported they've been hesitant to do so at this point. Now that obviously can change between now and the February 8th deadline, and there likely will be solid offers for Caruso, who is the perfect over-the-top piece for championship contending teams. Other bidders here expected, you're going to be competing with teams that you're competing with and against in the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee Bucks with Glenn Rivers now. Haha. Indiana Pacers. That's a scary 3-6 matchup that I would not like for the Sixers. New York Knicks. You know what's crazy is that a lot of people nationally are talking about the Knicks as the best team in the East. The Knicks, the best team in the NBA. I'm calling cap on that. I think they're a good squad, but the best team in the NBA, yo, you got to chill. And then the Miami Heat coming in there as well. They traded for Terry Rozier. That has not resulted in better play for Miami. They've been bad of late. Does Caruso move the needle for you and for the Sixers? I voiced my opinions on this. Now we want to hear from you. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. As you go down to the comment section here, make sure you hit that sub button for year-round and free coverage of the Philadelphia 76ers. And as we approach the NBA trade deadline, we're cooking up some heaters on the show. Next week, I am going to be in Las Vegas for the Super Bowl, but we're going to find a way to give you some coverage here on the channel regardless.